A lot of people think they're tired, inflamed, and stressed for no reason, when in reality, they have one huge mineral deficiency, and that is magnesium. Today, we're going to discuss the 9 hidden magnesium deficiency symptoms that most doctors don't even realize. Most of the storage of magnesium is inside your bones, as well as inside your cells. Only 1/3 to 1%, that's 0.3% of your magnesium is in your blood serum. And so the worst mistake that people make, especially doctors, when they're evaluating magnesium, is to depend on this blood level of magnesium. That is a big mistake. Let's say you want to determine someone's wealth by having them show you what they have in their wallet as far as their coins. That is not a good place to determine their wealth. You want to look actually in their bank account. You don't want to look in their pocket. Well, that's the exact mistake that a lot of people make when they're looking into the blood for not just magnesium, but other nutrients as well. There's over 300 medications that can deplete your magnesium. Let me also just show you all the other things that can deplete your magnesium. Stress, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, having high levels of insulin because your carbs are too high, and a large percent of the population has insulin resistance, so they can't even absorb the normal amounts of magnesium. Low hydrochloric acid in your stomach, chances are you don't have enough hydrochloric acid. We've already covered the medication. Low salt and low vitamin D can all lower your magnesium levels. Now let's go through the hidden magnesium deficiency symptoms. Number 1, anxiety. I'm talking about a sudden anxiety that comes out of nowhere. There's no real reason to have anxiety, and all of a sudden you feel anxious. It could also be a panic attack as well. You want to think about magnesium as your brakes, okay? And without magnesium, you have no brakes. So then you can't stabilize the nervous system. All right, number 2, waking up at 2 a.m. This many times can be related to high levels of cortisol. Now, there's many reasons why people have cortisol in the middle of the night. It could be a blood sugar issue. It could be a stress issue. But one of the key things that magnesium does is it suppresses and it keeps cortisol under control. Now, a really classic deficiency of magnesium would be eye twitching. That's called tetany. It's a classic magnesium deficiency. And what's happening deep inside the muscle is that magnesium, because it's the master controller over calcium, there's an imbalance. We have too much calcium and not enough magnesium to control it. So the simplicity of this is calcium controls the contraction, okay, of the muscle. Magnesium controls the relaxation. And if there's not enough magnesium, all you get is this contraction, this tetany. And it is the mineral to prevent calcification in your body. If you take a look at even heart attacks, for example, deep in your cells, you have calcium crystals building up in the mitochondria that then interfere with the normal contraction and relaxation. Magnesium will keep your joints from calcifying. Magnesium keeps the arteries from becoming stiff. I mean, think about how many people have high blood pressure as they get older, which many times is merely a magnesium deficiency. Migraines, headaches can be a magnesium deficiency. Think about how many people have muscle spasms. If you could just kind of scan your body and you have tight muscles anywhere, chances are you need more magnesium. Next one is heart pounding after eating. Magnesium is so important to relax the heart. Many of the heart medications really mimic the magnesium effect. So without magnesium, the arteries get stiff, they contract, blood pressure goes up. That can lead to atrial fibrillation, which is a very common and classic magnesium deficiency for which you need a lot of magnesium over a long period of time. And don't worry, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what type of magnesium you should take and when to take it and how much to take it. And number 5 is feeling exhausted from thinking, right? Because at the very foundation of the creation of energy, you need magnesium in the mitochondria. So just thinking too much actually makes you tired. But magnesium can easily fix that. Our brain is only 2% of our whole body, but it uses 20% of the energy. Next one is random chest tightness. Now, you might be thinking heart attack, but if you're low in magnesium, you won't have that relaxation of the smooth muscle. Low magnesium allows calcium to go into the heart tissues and start to cause more contraction and more tightness. Next one, number 7, is sugar or carbohydrate cravings. So I've noticed when I put people on magnesium, many times they don't crave as much as they did before. And they're really surprised because they thought it was just a carb craving that wasn't connected to anything. But magnesium can greatly help reduce those cravings very easily. Next one is wired but tired. You go to bed and you lay there and you just can't get into a deep, restful, relaxed sleep. Magnesium helps calm the brain, calm the muscles. And without magnesium, your brain and your body just has this nervous energy. It can't relax. Another symptom that's related that I didn't put on this list is restless leg syndrome. That could be a magnesium deficiency too, where your legs are just full of energy and you need to either massage the legs or go for a jog in the middle of the night. I had that for many, many months. Last one, number 9, is feeling really heavy, like you feel like you're 200 pounds. It's like, what's going on? My legs are heavy. I feel like I'm trudging through water. What is going on? That is a magnesium deficiency. And this is because the energy factories, called the mitochondria, are dependent on magnesium, and you don't have enough to power the mitochondria. So basically, it's taking more effort to move your body and your muscles. Now let's talk about what type of magnesium is best. What magnesium is the worst is magnesium oxide. That is the magnesium that they sell at CVS drugstores. It's the type of magnesium that most of the research on magnesium is done with. And the problem with magnesium oxide is you only absorb 3%, okay? 3%. And so you'd have to take a tremendous amount to have it work. But the problem is when you take more, you get diarrhea. So a much better source of magnesium is magnesium glycinate. With magnesium glycinate, you not only have magnesium, but you also have glycine, which is a type of protein that helps GABA in our brain. So it's really good for calming us down, helping us sleep, and you absorb 80%. Now, some people will say, oh, magnesium glycinate doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, so it can't really affect our sleep. But that's actually not true because a lot of mechanisms that involve sleep are not actually even in the brain. They're in your gut. They're in your tissues. And so by giving your body more magnesium, it can indirectly affect the brain. The best time to take magnesium is toward the later part of the day. I like to take mine after dinner sometime. Sometimes I'll take pills. Sometimes I'll take powder. Powder is much easier to take. You mix it with some water. You drink it down. If you mix it with warmer water, it will completely dissolve. Sometimes I don't have time to warm the water and sip it like tea, so I'll just put it in cold water and slug it down. And one thing you need to know, when you take more than 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate at any one time, it goes through the urine, okay? So our bodies can only absorb certain amounts at a time. If you really wanted to create a therapeutic benefit, let's say you're dealing with atrial fibrillation or some type of major deficiency like osteoporosis, you'd want to take magnesium glycinate, 300 milligrams to 400 milligrams, several times a day, okay? And that way, you can get much more absorption. A couple other things that will help you. Going on a low-carb diet to fix insulin resistance, that will allow you to absorb more magnesium. Also, if you're getting older, if you're over the age of 50 or 60, chances are you have low hydrochloric acid. And the way that you know you have that is if you have like any indigestion or heartburn or GERD, in which case if you took something called betaine hydrochloride, not only would that fix your stomach, but you're going to absorb a lot more magnesium and other minerals. And also, it takes vitamin D to absorb magnesium. And it also takes magnesium to absorb vitamin D. Most people are deficient in vitamin D. Taking both of those can go a long way in a lot of different problems. Also be careful with the caffeine. A lot of people drink way too much coffee. I'll do 1 small cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it for the day. And once you do that, since we're on the topic of magnesium, I have another video for you describing the different types of magnesium, and I put that video right here. Check it out.